I have been in software sales for the better part of a decade. You're seeing layoffs being common. You're seeing a bit of a lack of control for a lot of employees. And part of my journey was looking at how I can get creative to hedge my bet a little with, a young family. I actually got started in vending when I went on paternity leave for our second baby.
Coffee, micro markets and vending dreams. Break room legends and winning teams. Neil drops gold from behind the scenes.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. I've got a really cool guest today, someone that's relatively new to our industry, Matt from Vend Colorado. How's it going, Matt?
Hey, it's going really well, Neil. I hope it's going well for you as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hey, and I really appreciate you jumping on here and having a chat for a few minutes because you're relatively new to our industry. Give us a little bit of a summary and tell us about your entry into the market and why.
Definitely. What's interesting about this market is I feel like there's a resurgence right now where,
Definitely.
2 years in is where I'm at. So yes, new in the grand scheme of this journey. I have been in software sales for the better part of a decade, beyond a decade actually. And with AI, some of these shifts in corporate workforces and culture, and right, if I call out some of the big names in the software world and the tech space, you're seeing layoffs being common. You're seeing a bit of a lack of control for a lot of employees. And part of my journey was looking at how I can get creative to hedge my bet a little with, a young family. I actually got started in vending when I went on paternity leave for our second baby. So
Okay.
our daughter
Yeah.
was born in April 2024. We're now in
Congratulations.
2026. Oh,
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah. And I figured, hey, let's get creative, work on an alternative revenue stream. And vending was it. It seemed to be in a controlled bubble, right? There's predictability with it. It's very recession resistant. And my trade being in software has been MRR and ARR. So it's, industry term for monthly recurring and annually recurring revenue. And that model's worked so well for these players in the space that Salesforce pioneered back in right early 2000s. And to me, it's like a tightly controlled bubble that has on vending to segue there. I have predictability over the products I'm going to sell and the properties that I've found to be good fits, and it's worked to create predictability on my books. So
Yeah.
I love that about it. It's because it's contained in Colorado for me, at least right now.
Yep.
I know the market well. I'm a native to Denver. It felt a bit more tangible to me, for lack of a better term, when I think of like other industries I could have gone into as made sense to me on paper. So
Yeah.
I've enjoyed the journey where we're at now.
Awesome. I love all the intangibles. You're a native of Denver. You've got a young family. You want to step out. I love all that because it's that type of enthusiasm, right? That gets you up in the morning just to get out and get after it. And I've always said that this industry is entrepreneurial heaven. If you're willing to work hard and keep your eyes wide open to the opportunities because there is a ton of opportunities out there. And Denver's a pretty growing market too, right?
Oh yeah, 55,000 units have been added in the past 3 years alone in Denver, right?
There you go.
Part of what we do is, hey, we understand these properties we work with have, they're stuck between two odds, right? You have a surplus of inventory, you have people that are moving to the state, exiting the state, but we're providing an amenity to your residents, and we're providing a bit of a boost to your NOI with limited or no capital expenditure. So it's a really time to be in the space. And to answer your question, yeah, Colorado's just growing. Denver's growing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love the fact too that you're from a sales background because this is a people industry. You've got to, first of all, hunt the account. You've got to land the account. And once you've got it, the keys to success are keeping your equipment in there for many years. And that just basically comes down to a personal relationship with the facility manager. So I think you've got a one up on a lot of competitors in the space.
Yeah, I do think my unfair advantage is the fact that I've had exposure in selling and understanding bottom up and top down selling and a bit of networking, but I love it. It's the
Yep.
stuff that keeps me going in the day job. But then if this is what I could do all day, every day for Vend Colorado, right? And then the operational piece is something I've learned along the way, but it's truthfully not what gets me out of bed in the morning. What I love is working. I mean, even with folks like yourself, like chatting with people,
Yeah.
figuring out what's making these properties tick, and seeing if we can truly provide value and work together.
Yep, I love that. I love that. And that's kind of why I'm doing this show, right? On the entrepreneurship. I love talking to seasoned entrepreneurs who have been doing this for a long time and then new entrepreneurs and just figuring out their energy about why they're doing this. Let's talk about equipment. You've made a decision to go with the Sandstar AI cooler. How did that come about? And so far, how's it going?
We've used Stockwell, we've used Micromart, and now Sandstar. 2 year journey. Sandstar, the first machine we implemented was in January of this year, but I haven't looked back. And couple of reasons, right? Came down to how friendly is the software, how turnkey and efficient is the software, how attractive are the machines, and
Good looking machines. They are very good looking.
love them. They're second to none. And then at a price that's fair, right? They're not, right? There's different tiers here. So for Sandstar specifically, right? Their entry level line is affordable if we're thinking the Easy Go, right? We have a few of those installed, but if I want to go into a luxury apartment complex, the Arc, the Taste, now the VRK is my personal favorite. It checks all the boxes. So if we're thinking on the outside looking in, I'm a property manager or a regional manager, the light bars, how they
Yeah.
function, the ease of use from UI and customer experience standpoint, second to none. AI product detection, I have yet to find anyone that's even close to Sandstar with how the products are detected. I open the door, I'm grabbing a can of Coke or a bottle of Coke, and I'm grabbing some trolley gummy worms, and I can see my cart actually being rolled in as I'm pulling these items. Super cool. Other machines I've worked with, right? It takes a back office team looking at some of this footage, and it takes time for these transactions to get resolved, and the more we can rely on a bit of automation for those things that can be
Yep.
automated, the better. Sandstar
Yep.
checked that box. And yeah, the team's been great too, so that's the other thing I didn't really touch on is I think a lot of companies have good support. Sandstar has fallen into the good and great category now. The more I work with them, the more I've found that Mike's team is committed to spending time with us, training even some new employees and helping us provide documentation for as we scale, right? We don't want to eat up Sandstar's time every time for the same topics, but generating content and helping us even work within our own ecosystem to onboard new employees more efficiently. So we're not slowing down. We're actually just speeding up and making things easier for everyone involved.
I tell you, you're rolling everything up so correctly. You've got the intangibles, you've got the energy, you've got the sales background. Now you've made an equipment choice, right? Because it takes a lot of effort to win these accounts. The last thing you want is the equipment letting you down. So I think you've made a great choice on the equipment, and now it's just plain sailing.
Yep. Fun spot to be in. We've worked through logistics and, some of the things that are how do we just get from point A to point B, and then we figure out, the setup piece from there. But yeah, that way, right? Our team knows the expectation. The properties are feeling good about delivery times, dates, what goes on the day of delivery. And I mean, really now, in most instances, we're set up in a couple of hours from when the machine arrives at the property, and then we're just having fun with the property manager, or maybe a resident walks by and is like, "What is this?" And then we're chatting on how to use the machine, and that's the fun stuff.
Yeah, no, that is fun. Hey, and then talking about fun, you're going to your first NAMA show in Los Angeles next week?
Yeah, going to NAMA, meeting Mike and his team face to face for the first time. So yeah, really look forward to that.
Yep, that's awesome. Well, hey, Matt, listen, I appreciate you stopping in here and having a chat, and good luck on your journey. And I'm sure you're going to be successful. I look forward to checking back in with you in a couple of years from now and seeing what type of explosive growth you're having.
I'm excited too, excited to see where this journey takes the both of us. And yeah, looking forward to it. But I appreciate your time too, Neil, and thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.